Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a readathon with my best friend Jill, but she was supposed to be here at 10 and it's almost 10:30 and I have not heard anything from her. I've Snapchatted her multiple times. I have no idea what's going on, but I've kind of learned about Jill. We've been best friends for a few months now and I've learned that she doesn't like to be on time for stuff. She never shows up on time. We met in our first hour class. She was always late, so that's just kind of her thing. No, she'll eventually be here, but I just don't know what time that'll be. I have my dogs outside so they can play and run a little bit, and then I'm gonna head inside and I'm gonna then show you guys my TBR, and whenever Jill gets here then she can show you her TBR. So the book I'm really going to be focusing on in this readathon is Hair of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. I'm on page 116. There's about 550 pages, so I have a lot to read in this. Another book I want to read a little bit in is How to Have an Awesome Adventure. I don't know the author. It literally doesn't even say. This book is so weird. It's not in Goodreads. It doesn't have an author. But I found it at Barnes & Noble, and when I had seen it, I struggled with words there for a second. My ear's popping, so like it's hard for me to talk normal when my ear's popping. But anyways, when I saw this in Barnes & Noble, I was in real need for an adventure, so I decided to check this book out. I think I'm on page like 28 or something. And I'm just going to read this book when I kind of need a break from this, because I feel like I'll need breaks from this just because it's such a high fantasy. And this book is very short and it has pictures and stuff, so when I get kind of tired and I can't focus anymore, I plan to switch over and read a little bit in this. So it's like 20 minutes until 11 and Jill is still not here. If she's not here by 11, I'm probably just going to start reading by myself because I want to get this readathon started. Hello everyone. So I wrote down the time I'm starting, which it is 11 right now and I'm about to start. I wrote down the books I'm reading, what pages I'm starting on, and then I'll write down what pages I end on. Then I wrote Jill, and whatever time she gets here we'll fill in, and then whatever book she's reading we will also write. And I believe that she is reading Queen of Shadows right now, the fourth book of Throne of Glass, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to write it in until she gets here. I'm going to be starting this readathon on my own for now. Hopefully Jill gets here soon. I made myself a cup of tea and I have my books, so I am ready. I do have to leave a little before 2. I have to leave like maybe 1:30ish because I am actually getting photography judged today, so I do have to do that. But besides that, it is just going to be a fun, relaxing day of reading. Who's here?
No.
Because he feels bad for me that Jill ditched me. So, Jill just texted me. It's 11:40 and she slept in, so she'll be over here soon. And I've only read 10 pages, so I'm not too much ahead of her. So. And I'm making lunch right now. Finally decided to show up.
I'm gonna be late for my own funeral. It's okay.
When you get married, you're going to be running late. Everybody's going to be like, did she decide not to? And I'll be like, no, guys, she's still sleeping.
Oh my god, that's so me. I'm stopping to get McDonald's.
Yeah. You know, you make up for it because you're like almost done with book 4.
Yeah.
And I'm still barely starting in book 3.
I'm halfway through. Well, I'll just always be a book ahead of you.
You know, it's just this summer has been like the biggest reading slump for me. Like I went through like a week where I read a bunch and that's been like it.
Well, at least you did read.
Yeah.
At least you haven't been sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah. All right,
let's get started. Let's do this.
Now I'm on a very boring part of this book, so I just keep talking to her. Because I don't want to read this, because it's like really boring right now. And she said I still have like 100 pages left until anything good happens.
It's like 65.
So I think instead of reading, I'm just going to wear this as a hat. I think that's a good plan.
Bad choice.
If you guys have read Throne and Glass, you know the parts about like the witches and stuff, like was it the covens? And we both agree those are the most stupidest things to read about. Like they're so boring. I hate hearing about it, and it's so weird because I find witches really interesting, but like for some reason, I just freaking hate those parts.
Well, and then there's like the Cochrans, which are the good witches that they're like hunting, and it's just.
I don't think I've gotten to that part.
Yeah, they talked about. The Cochrans
well, I just don't care enough to really like let it
You've
sink
been
in.
skimming it.
No, I actually had been reading it up until that last chapter I read about them because I didn't know if it would get interesting, but you told me it didn't, so I just skimmed the last chapter because I just don't care.
Yeah, it really doesn't get all that interesting.
Like I had to every paragraph I read I had to keep rereading it because I didn't know, like I couldn't comprehend it because it was so boring, and I thought it was actually like would get better and I wanted to understand it, but like I would literally rather read anything else than those chapters.
Your children's book.
I like to go on adventures. I am a Gryffindor. This is valuable to me.
This is my adventure.
I wish I was on an interesting part like her.
This book is good, y'all.
Alright, so I have this like quiz thing I found on like your Harry Potter house, and she's always considered herself Ravenclaw with a little bit of Slytherin, right?
I have, because BuzzFeed told me so.
So
And so did the actual Harry Potter quiz.
So we just had her take this test I had, and it said she was Gryffindor.
Yep.
And then next would be Hufflepuff.
Yep.
And those are like literally something you never considered yourself.
Ever.
When's the last time you took the Pottermore test?
A couple years ago.
You should take it again because you could have changed. Like people
Maybe.
change over it. We'll let you guys know the results. She might no longer be a Ravenclaw. We could both be Gryffindors.
I already have a Ravenclaw robe, though, so...
Okay, well, you were at one time a Ravenclaw. You can change. You know, in real life, your house can change because you're forever going to be going to Hogwarts, and in the movies and books and everything, you're only there for a certain period of time.
True.
But in real life, if you were to stay at Hogwarts forever, you would eventually have to change houses. Because, like, think, I can never say his name right, but Snape? Is that how you say his name?
Snape.
Think, he
Severus Snape.
kind of would have changed houses because he was Slytherin, but then he kind of is a little bit more Gryffindor because of his bravery later on. Dumbledore even says that he thinks they sort people too soon. You got sorted too soon. Here we go. Did you click it?
Ha!
Oh.
Still Ravenclaw. Look at that, y'all. Still Ravenclaw. Born and raised.
Yeah, but that one thing said Gryffindor. Okay, you're just confused because literally every test I've ever taken in my life says Gryffindor. I've never had one, like you get all different, all across the board, different stuff.
Listen,
and
I'm
everything.
divergent.
I'm 100% pure Gryffindor with a small bit of Ravenclaw.
I'm 100% pure Gryffindor with a small hint of Ravenclaw. It's not 100%.
Well, okay, I'm like 90% Gryffindor. Okay,
10%
well,
Ravenclaw.
okay, well, I'm Hermione Granger. That's just the only explanation I have here.
Alright, whatever works for you.
I even took a test that said I was Hermione Granger. Like, that's how my houses are, like...
I'm just happy I'm still Ravenclaw.
I was really hoping for a new fellow Gryffindor, but I guess not.
No. Born and raised. Look at your little chunky self, yes. Oh.
Just got back from photography judging, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to.
She still did good.
Welcome to the new HGTV special.
I didn't do terrible, but it was like better. I mean, it was worse than last year, so I was upset that I didn't do better than last year, or like the same. I did worse, and I don't like that.
But she learned what to do for next year. So.
To not use my phone
Yes.
for a picture. I took one picture with my phone, and he like roasted me about it. But anyways, and like literally every kid there took it off their phone. Like,
Yeah. I think he just knew that you had the potential.
so now we're gonna get back to reading. We've read about a total of 10 pages each, maybe.
combined.
Yeah. No, okay, I think I've read like 20 maybe.
Okay, I've read like 3.
Well, that's because you slept in until noon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're on our way to Starbucks because we need to change the location, and we also want Starbucks
Yes, true that.
to drink.
I got a guava tea with lemonade. Sweet.
I got a serious strawberry. You ready to read?
I am.
We're in Starbucks, and I feel like we were both really getting into it, right? We were both getting really into our books. Like, when I'd stop for a second, I'd look and I could tell you were really into it. I knew I was, and I was, just going along, and all of a sudden I get to a chapter and I realize it's the witch chapter. I'm like, oh. And normally they're just like a few pages, And so I'm like, okay, so I look to see how many pages it's going to be, and it's 12 pages. I'm like, no, we got to go. I can't do this. I cannot do this.
Hell.
It's like 12 pages of a history book. It's so bad. Like, 12 pages isn't a lot, but when it's something that sucks and is boring, 12 pages is a lot then. So now we're heading home, and when we get home, I'm gonna have to force myself to read that chapter and get it over with, because the book's getting so good right now, except for those stupid witch chapters.
I told you it got good.
It's so weird because witches are so cool. How are they not good? And like, Sarah J. Maas is an amazing writer. Why are those chapters so bad?
I feel like it's because she tries to make it more descriptive than it needs to be, though, too.
Yeah. Like, them flying on the brooms was so descriptive, and like, I just don't care.
Like...
This is what I'm doing instead of reading about the stupid witches. And this is a lot better. So, I've always been wondering this whole time why I'm behind her. We started reading this series at the same time, and I cannot catch up. We found out today she's just a way faster reader, because I even started before her. What page did I start on?
You started on 116.
And now I'm on... Hold on, give me a second. I'm on 178.
And I started on 318, and I'm on 404.
Yeah, so you're just way faster. That's why you've been reading way... I've probably read just as much as you this summer. It's just that I'm slower.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I did read a little bit in this, but like, I barely spent 5 minutes with this. I started at what page? 28. And I'm on page 34. And there's like pictures, so that doesn't really count for anything. I do want to finish this today, so I can like officially say I finished a book, because I really don't think I'm going to finish Hair of Fire today. Something just gives me a hunch that I'm not going to finish it tonight.
I wonder what it could be.
Why are you mean to me? I didn't ask to read slow, okay? I struggled with reading a lot. My mom told you my story and my struggles. The fact that I even enjoy reading and read this many pages is impressive to where I came from. I came from a rough place, okay? Stop bullying me.
My brother says that same thing.
She's a crazy person, and she can literally read like so much. My eyes are tired. So, on how to have an awesome adventure, I'm on page 58, and it got really boring really quick. At the beginning, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to have a great adventure.
False.
And now it just kind of seems like a college and careers class paper.
Yeah, it does.
So I just want to finish it, but I'm not going to tonight. I have like, I don't know, like 40 pages, I don't know, something like that left. It's not even Goodreads, so I'm not even going to get credit for reading this. Like, in my Goodreads goal. Yep. So that sucks. And then Hair of Fire, I'm on page 223. So I've read over 100 pages in this. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of time to read tomorrow before 11. And she's read like 200 pages. Your eyes are like so bloodshot.
I was rubbing them because they were watering.
Because we've been reading for too long.
Yeah, I know. But I could pull an all-nighter and I could finish this.
Well,
I wouldn't even be an all-nighter. I just need another hour and a half.
well, if you want to stay up and do that, that's up to you. But Stacy's going to bed. So it's the next morning. It's a little after 9, so I have a little less than 2 hours left of the readathon. Jill went home, but she's gonna send me what page she ends up on so I can tell you guys. We got a lot to do this morning, but I'll try and fit and read in here and there in the next hour and 45 minutes. Hello everyone. So the readathon is officially over for both Jill and I. So she read 354 pages in this readathon, and I read a whopping 142. So she definitely like did way more than me, twice as much. We found out she's like just a faster reader. Like we were reading the same amount pretty much. I mean, she went home and then read a bunch more. So like she read more than me, but even when we were reading the exact same amount, she was still like at least 50, probably more pages ahead. So I do feel better knowing that like it's not that I just wasn't reading, it's just that I go at a slower pace than her. But yeah, so I feel like this readathon was pretty good. We both did a lot of reading together. If you add our two, how much we read together, it's almost, let's see, like 500 something. So that's pretty exciting that we did that like together combined. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this reading vlog. We plan to go to the bookstore sometime next week. That came out really weird, but yeah, we're gonna go to the bookstore together and I will definitely vlog it for you guys, so be looking forward to that, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.